How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Farming Simulator 19 Survival Series. So, it is about 20 past 7 in the morning, and I have already taken care of the animals, and I'm not doing too much around the animals at the moment. I'm not giving them any extra food, because I kind of want them to use up what they've got, because we might be moving them fairly soon. So I have put the Ford over here with the trailer, because I want to fill up that trailer again, and it does take a little while to do because we are going to be feeding our washer and get this whole process going again. So a little bit every day, we'll get it done eventually. I think we're probably at this stage doing about, I don't know, 2 loads a day, and that's fine. We might need to ramp it up at some stage a little bit, but it's not really that important right now to get this done really quickly. We can do that. There we go. Yeah, so we're not really in a rush to get this done like now. We can sort of do it at our own pace. And that is not unloading. Why? Let's have a look. I have no idea why. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Just something a bit weird. Seems to be okay now. And it is not collecting. Maybe we should just move it a little bit, because it likes to collect from the bottom. There we go. That should be fine. Alright. So we'll just keep an eye on that, make sure it actually collects everything. It should. Oh, there we go. Right, okay, that is feeding everything in pretty well. And maybe we should just grab another trailer while we are here. That can start filling so long. And in today's episode, other than dealing with more potatoes, we are, there we go, we're going to be buying some new equipment, some interesting equipment. Well, some equipment that we haven't had on the farm yet, so that makes it interesting. And that is going to be a really big corn planter, and we'll buy a corn header as well. I'm not really sure how we're going to transport the header. We might need to drive the combine all the way up there just to collect it. That's going to be fun. Right, and that has got a bunch of potatoes in it. Can we run up that? Yes, we can. Beautiful. Yeah, so that is 80% full of potatoes. It's still got a bunch of water in it, so that's fine. And that is starting the processing process. If that makes any sense at all. And yeah, that we can turn off, because that's just making a noise. This should be close to done, 90%. And then we can turn that off as well. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so that'll do its thing. That'll wash potatoes and carry on. We'll fill that up again a little bit later on. For now, we are going to grab the Veltra and we are going to head up to the shop. It's quite dark this morning. It's beautiful through the trees there, but it does say it's going to be a bit cloudy today. Yeah, not too bad. And no rain predicted. Well, just yet. It might come later, I don't know. But anyway, we are going to grab the Veltra. We are going to head up to the shop, and we're going to have a look around for a new corn planter and a corn header. And yeah, we'll have to see how we'll get that header back to the farm. I think we might actually have to drive the combine all the way up there. But anyways, we shall see. We will grab the planter, and I'm not going to be spending any money that we don't have to right now, and we'll probably be buying those items secondhand as well to save a bit of money, because there is a possibility that we might have to buy a really big cultivator, as I'm not sure that the corn planter is a no-till, so we might need to do some processing on the fields before we can actually seed them. So yeah, and those things are not cheap. The big ones around 20 meters or about $180,000. So, yeah, I would rather not spend that if I don't have to. But anyways, it is what it is. If we have to do that, then we'll have to. I mean, there's no way we can really get around it unless we're going to be working some big fields with some really tiny equipment. Then we can get away with some cheaper stuff. So, yeah, I was going to jump cut up to the shop, but we're here already, so no point in that. And I did notice that this thing is running a little bit low on diesel again. And this thing seems to always be running on, or yeah, running low on diesel. But it's fine because we do have our own diesel. We can fill it up with our very own biodiesel that we created out of canola, which is kind of cool actually. So diesel, we don't actually pay for that anymore. They might need some firewood. Keep that in mind. Okay, yes, we also need to buy a diesel trailer so that we can sell some of that diesel, because we've got a lot of diesel that needs to be sold. Wrong place, corner headers. There we go. So I'm thinking about this Capello. I think it's this one. 12 meter Capello. And yeah, that's basically the only choice we've got, to be honest. Unless we go for the class, which is a 6 meter. I think it's going to be this one. So this is fine for sunflowers as well. And we've got a case, so let's make the case red. And we're going to buy this second hand, $73,000. So buy that. And then we are going to need a planter. Right. So I did have a look around, and this was a possibility, the Great Plains. We've actually got a Great Plains at the moment. And this is a 18.2 meter. Then we've got the Kverneland. I think that's how you pronounce it. 9 meter. That's a bit small. There's a 12, a 12.2, 11. That is actually a nice one, 11 meters. But this is the one that I'm looking for. A 24 row, 30 inch, and 18 meters. And that does everything. It does the corn and the sunflower, and actually does soybeans as well. And is that sugar beet? I think it is. And then I can't remember what that's called. What is it called? Cotton. There we go. Brain. Function. Okay. So we are going to look at this one. Additional. We probably need the liquid fertilizer tank. I don't know what the difference is between that and that. What is the refuge plus tank? I don't know, but let's take that. We're definitely going to buy the second hand because it's extremely expensive. Work lights we don't really need because we don't work at night because it's difficult to record. Wheel cover configuration, I have no idea what that is. I can't see anything on that. So I'm just going to say no. And then wheel setup, white tires, crawler tracks. The crawler tracks are actually interesting, but they're very expensive. So I think we will just go with the white tires maybe. And then GPS, no, we don't need that. And we don't need any ridge markers because we don't need that. So that actually saves about, well, $7,000. Beautiful. So that is what we need. We only need 235 horsepower to pull this. So that's fine. The Voltra can actually do that job. And yeah, $144,000. So let's buy that. And then I want to have a quick look and see what we can do in terms of diesel. So we've got that over there. And we've got the exact same tank, but that takes DEF. Then we've got this one. So I think that'll work, but I'm not 100% sure. I remember seeing that it can be a little bit finicky with what tank you actually use to sell this. Chrome, stainless steel, black, white. I don't think I want white. Maybe chrome. I don't know. I don't think I want to buy this right now, though. I think we'll wait. I think we'll wait a little bit on that. For now, oh, $217,000 in new vehicles. Goodness me, that is expensive. It just seemed like we had a bit of money, and now we're back down to $244,000. I mean, don't get me wrong, $244,000 is a lot of money, but it seems like on a farm like this, it really isn't. It doesn't go that far. Okay, so this needs a service, so we'll do it right here at the shop, just because it's convenient. And we can support them a little bit as well. I mean, we just bought $220,000 in equipment, so I think we are supporting them pretty well. But, yeah, we'll just get it done. And also, we got another $1,301. Don't forget the one. Also, I think this thing is going to be a little bit tricky to pull right in the back of the yard there, unless we go all the way around the back. In fact, we might actually need to go all the way around the back. I don't know. Maybe we can get it through the front of the farm, but I'm not sure. This is a big thing, though. This is massive. So we will need liquid fertilizer for this, I think. We do have that liquid fertilizer tank on. I will try dry fertilizer and see if it does go somewhere, but I don't think so. But anyway, I'm going to take this back to the farm. I'm going to give it a quick wash, and we'll find a spot for it to put it away. And I'll go back with the combine and go fetch the header. So that's going to be a slow drive, unfortunately. So yeah, I'll see you guys back at the farm when we've got everything back there and put away. Alright, coming back into the farmyard, and this is actually not too bad. I thought it was going to take much longer, but this combine is pretty quick. 42 kilometers an hour. I think that's about the same as the small John Deere tractor. The big John Deere tractor only does about 34, somewhere around there. It is actually quite slow. So we have the corn planter over there, and I already cleaned it up, and very kindly the shop has actually cleaned this up for me. I did get it repaired up at the shop as well. It wasn't too expensive. I just want to see how wide this thing is. Yeah, that is pretty impressive. That actually looks really, really cool. In fact, that looks so cool. I'm just going to leave it on there and put it away just like that. I mean, there's no real point in taking it off because we don't really put anything else in the shed. So we might as well just leave it here looking all cool and interesting. There we go. Drop that down. There we go. Now we have something really mean to look at every time we walk past that shed. That is pretty freaking cool. Right. So I did have a quick look around, and what I'm thinking in terms of crops is I'm not going to do wheat. We've got a lot of wheat. We've got 1,716 bushels of wheat. I think we've got enough food for the chickens right now, so I'm not worried about food. What I do want to do is I want to do more canola, because we want to make more diesel, and I still need to figure out how to sell that diesel though. But I do want to make more diesel, and I thought that maybe we should do sort of a fast rotation crop this time around and not do any root crops. So the only root crop we can do at the moment that we've got equipment for is potatoes. But we've got so many potatoes, I think we're probably still going to be busy washing and sorting potatoes by the time harvest comes around again. So, yeah, I think that's going to keep us busy for a while. So I want to do sort of a fast rotation crop, and then we can do another root crop after that. So what I'm thinking is this field over here, the big field, we're going to do corn. And then this field over here, we are going to do canola. This is going to be a grass field, so we don't have to worry about that. Then this one over here, just to experiment, I want to do sunflowers. We haven't done sunflowers yet, so we're going to do both corn and sunflowers in this season. And then this one over here, I want to do soybeans because that's a pretty decent sized field and they pay pretty well. And then this one over here, we'll probably do oat. I think I'm going to do oat on that one. Or we could do oat here and soybeans, although soybeans pay well. So we'll do soybeans there, and then we'll do oat over there because we haven't done oat for quite some time. And it does pay all right, $71 at the moment. So, yeah, that is a plan. Corn, canola, grass, sunflowers, soybeans, and oat. So I need to remember that. And, yeah, that is the plan. So what we are going to do is we're going to grab the Voltra over here, and we are going to try and fill this thing up. See if we can get some dry fertilizer in this thing, but I don't think so. I highly doubt that. But I'm going to try anyway just to see what happens. And yeah, let's turn that on so we know what's going on. I think we're going to have to take liquid fertilizer. That is okay though, because we do have liquid fertilizer. Nope, nothing. Right. So, seed it is then. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. And then we shall go around the back. And we've got some liquid fertilizer tanks stored back there. We might need to look at a more permanent solution for liquid fertilizer and maybe even herbicide. Something that we can keep on the farm in bulk. Oh, we shall see. Right. There we go, liquid fertilizer. Beautiful. Liquid fertilizer is really expensive though. That's fine, there we go, 514 gallons. Now, the question is, will this thing plant without cultivating? I am going to take a guess here and say no. But we're going to go up to the field and try anyway. We'll set the GPS up for this real quick. And I'm very excited for our first corn planting. We can probably close that, otherwise all of the seed is going to go flying out. And I am keen to unfold this thing and see how big it actually is. I think it's pretty freaking wide. It's much, much bigger than the planter that we've got at the moment, or the seeder that we've got at the moment. So, let's see. I'm just going to slow down. I'm not sure how this thing... It's doing something. Okay, it's a timely process. I don't think we have to actually do anything. Just let it be. Very cool. I think if you guys follow the Millennial Farmer, I think he's got a corn planter like this. I remember his unfolding like that. And I know he uses almost exclusively John Deere on the farm. So, yeah, I think it's got something very similar to this. It might just be a different amount of rows. Right, that is doing absolutely nothing. And it is turned on. And it is lowered down. Which means we have got the expensive process of buying a cultivator. Okay, so I am going to, well, fold this back up. And we'll just leave it somewhere around here. And then I'm going to take the Valtra up to the shop. The Valtra will no way power the cultivator that I'm looking at. So I'll just show you guys real quick the cultivator, because I did kind of expect this. And that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just an expensive deal. I did look at this one for $120,000. We can buy it secondhand for 96. But I don't know. I don't know if that is the one I want. That is 18 meters. Or we can get this one, which is a 24 meter. Which is very similar to our plow. Although it's 4 meters wider than our plow. But it looks very similar to our plow. It actually just looks like a chisel plow. So, I don't know. I think maybe we should go for this one just because it's something a little bit different and interesting. It is a little bit smaller, but that's fine. 18 meters isn't exactly minute. And both of them require 500 horsepower, so I am going to... Even that one needs 500 horsepower, and that's only 12 meters. Goodness me. So maybe we should try this one. I don't really know what other options we've got. This is quite expensive. That is $186,000. That's $150,000. And we might need to buy a new tractor. So I think we're just going to go with this one. It is quite a bit smaller, but it is quite a lot cheaper. And if we do have to buy another tractor or replace the big John Deere, then at least we've got a bit of money to do that. Hopefully we've got enough money to do that. The only way we can make more money at this stage is by selling the diesel or by selling the bales if we fall short. But anyway, I'm going to head up to the shop. I'm going to go buy that, and I'll see you guys back here. Alright, so I bought the cultivator, and there it is. So I already dropped it off, and the Valtra is back on the seed drill. So I didn't buy the other tractor just yet. so I might have been a little bit unclear on that. It probably sounded like I was going to buy the cultivator and the tractor. I want to try this one first. So this is just ours, the one that we've had. And yeah, I want to see what happens, because this tractor, we know that, and we've seen that this thing punches above its weight. We've seen that on multiple occasions. This thing is an absolute beast. That was very nearly a tree that died. And yeah, I want to see if this thing can pull another party trick. So, I mean, this is a lot to ask, though. Like, a lot. And that is all fine. This thing requires 500 horsepower. We've only got 370. And we've run things on this that requires 400 horsepower, and it handled it just fine. And you know what? This is fine. This is absolutely fine. I mean, I think we probably won't get up a hill, but we don't really have hills. So this is fine. The speed that it should run at, I did check, is 20 kilometers an hour. So we are running at 16 kilometers an hour. But you know what? That's fine. 16 kilometers an hour I can deal with. That is no problem at all. This thing is just a beast. I mean, it really is only 360 horsepower. 370 horsepower, I think it is. And let's just double check that, because that doesn't seem right. Yeah, that is 370 horsepower. This thing, what a beast. What an absolute machine. This is pulling an implement that requires 700 horsepower. And I have to say, it's actually doing a very, very good job at it. But yeah, so I'm gonna get the GPS set up real quick. I'll have to see what exactly the dimensions is on this. And I'll get that all set up real quick. And then we'll run around the field here, get it knocked out. And yeah, then we will come back and probably do a bit of planting. Alright, let's see if this actually works. So we've got all of the cultivation done on this field, and I also went up and did the potato field just because it'll make seeding a little bit easier, because it can be extremely bumpy when it's plowed, even though looking at this, it doesn't seem to be that much better cultivated. So it might have been a bit of a waste of time. And then I remembered that if we are going to be doing sunflowers, we need to cultivate the field closest to the farmyard as well. So I went ahead and did that real quick. But there we go. That is the first corn planting on this farm ever. Which is kind of exciting, I think, at least. This is pretty freaking cool. So I'm going to do just this bottom row twice. Just to give myself a bit of turning around space. There we go, that's fine. We'll have a bit of an overlap, but it's not a big deal, it's fine. Alright, just because those trees on the right hand side is a little bit close to the field, and it makes turning around with wide implements like this a little bit tricky. So, the big John Deere worked beautifully with the cultivator, but I think we are going to be upgrading it to the 500 horsepower version very, very soon. So I'll have to figure out how much we'll get for the John Deere, and then how much we'll need to pay in for the bigger one. And, yeah, basically take it from there. And, I mean, it works. It works fine, but we've just got too many implements on the farm right now that requires more than about 400 horsepower, and we've only got 370, so going up to 500 would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, that is something that we'll definitely do very soon, maybe even in the next episode. We'll just have to see what the costs are involved, and yeah, then we'll do that. But for now, I think we are going to jump back into a quick time lapse. So we do have a lot of time lapses today, unfortunately, but yeah, we just need to get a lot done. So we are going to jump into that time lapse. We're going to get this field knocked out, and I'll see you guys when we're done. Alright, so that is corn planting complete, and that was pretty fun. I like this planter, I like it a lot. The 18-meter working width means it goes quick. I mean, twice as quick as the other one we've got. I think the other one that we've got, the Great Plains cedar, is a 9.1 meter, somewhere around there. So yeah, 18 meters is great. That is a cedar that we will upgrade at some stage. And I just thought that while I was planting, I thought that we also want to upgrade our weeder to a bigger weeder, the mechanical weeder. So I might need to look into that. I know they're not cheap either, so we might need to sell the diesel to afford the tractor change as well as the new weeder. So we will get a fair bit of money in for the other two weeders that we've already got, the two blue ones. But yeah, the big one is definitely not cheap. And I also think we're going to need the higher horsepower for the bigger cedar as well, the bigger weeder. So yeah, unfortunately that John Deere over there is probably not going to be around the farm much longer, but the one that replaces it looks almost identical. It's just a bit more beefy. But yeah, that is the corn planting done. So we will continue on with seeding and planting and all of that good stuff in the next episode. But that is going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.